Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I am going to be starting up a new series here on uh, some coaching with some friend VODs that I have. I'm hoping that maybe uh, can learn something from this, and if not, well, just enjoy the content as it comes out. I'm planning on doing a VOD at least once a week with my current schedule, but if things pick up, I'll try to do a little bit more and get some content out, guys. So. In this first match, we have five of us playing in a stack here. So that's Stormhawk, Antroxia, Selena, Tendari, and myself as Whimsic. This is my alt account. It's my lower ranked alt account on my main. I am a master support player, primarily playing main support. So a lot of my expertise comes from there, but my other ranks are high diamond, um, soon to be masters, hopefully, if things go well. So in this video, I'm going to be focusing primarily on two characters. It's going to be our Sigma here with Selena and our Brigitte, which is Stormhawk. I think these two characters have a lot of potential, especially just in seeing their comp, the enemy comp right now. Obviously, they don't know about it, but there's a lot of potential that these two characters have in this current meta that can really make or break a fight for you. So we're going to focus on these two characters and analyze the fight overall at moments, but we're just going to work on some individual plays here. So let's get on with the match here. Selena. There she is. All right. So here we opted for a we're going to be using the Symmetra teleport onto point strat here. So we're all going to roll out the left side. Our goal is to have our Sigma here place his barrier up where the enemy team is. So right there we see the enemy team. I'm noticing here that the barrier could have been placed out a little bit farther. So by placing it further, you're going to allow your team to just have a little bit more room to move. The Symmetrist wants to put her teleport right down here because the range to get to the point is about this spot here. We haven't seen the Widow yet, but we will see her momentarily. But our Winston could put down his bubble if needed. We really don't want that to be the case. We just kind of want to make a quick engage here, teleport onto point, and begin to make some progress. So let's go ahead and play this out here. We'll play it a little bit slower so we can watch this happen. So Winston did opt to put his bubble down. You could have recalled your shield there, but we make it onto point, which is perfectly great. All right, I want to zoom out here now from the character. I don't know how. There we go. And we'll just watch how this fight takes out here. So here for Sigma, you want to have your shield up there. Yeah, so you start to do that. I think it could be a little bit. Oh, that's actually very well placed. Don't leave it out for too long because we do have the Winston shield. Winston does a great engagement here onto the supports to kind of get them to back out. And now the enemy has to reposition to tackle this point. They're down 2 players already. And I think at this point we're going to start cleaning up. But overall, really good at being able to push away the supports and kind of just gain control of the point. Our team did engage a little quickly, but that's okay. Great barrier onto the Widow there. Let's just watch this fight happen here. So really good focus on the Zarya. Now, as Sigma here, you want to kind of be keeping an eye out for other flankers like this Zenyatta. Luckily, he wasn't able to pay attention to the team, but getting your shield over in his direction just prevents him from being able to do anything. Yeah, just great job. That ended up being a roll. I remember that. It's pretty good. So let's just go ahead and skip forward to the next fight. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick pause here, and I'm going to point out an issue with the comp. So maybe we could have been a little bit more aggressive on asking the hog to swap to something that's a little bit more I can't think of it, but just like gels a little bit more with Sigma. Hog Sigma is not a really great combo. You guys are going to be exposed a lot, and just even looking at their comp now, you're going to have a lot of shield break potential. I mean, obviously you guys don't know that, but Sigma only has a 1500 HP shield, so you're going to have to either play that shield very well, or your team's just going to take a lot of damage. Okay, so we have a really good setup here. I'm okay with the hog kind of flanking over there. I'm not going to focus too much on him because he was a rando. So let's just focus on this attack here. You're going to want to utilize the Maywalls and kind of just have your Brig sitting next to you. And I think I'm going to hop over to Brig in the middle of this fight to just check my notes. Okay, so they begin to roll out here. We're going to slow things down. And you see that the Reaper teleported onto point, and the rest of the team is immediately moving over to the right side. So good job not falling down on this yet. You could just place a barrier in front of this Ashe to ignore her, because right now the team is engaging on a 5v5. But if you were to rotate around a little quicker, you would be able to make that a 6v5. Yeah, and you're just taking a lot of unnecessary damage from this Ashe. That's alright, you drop down onto point, and now we're engaging into the 6v5 until the Ashe can get there. Hog was out of position there. So now it's a 5v6. I'm not sure about the barrier placement there. They don't have any, projectile damage coming in your direction from there. But it's alright. You could probably pull in the shield here and try for a replacement, but at that point, looks like the Ryan just came in and rushed. So let's take a quick look back at that. Because I know Brig made a mistake here as well. Okay, so Brig. So your goal here is to stay with your Sigma and your Mei. You also want to provide a lot of support to your Moira, who just got caught by that Fire Blast as well. So she's actually really low health right here. So you want to just be a little bit better at keeping an eye out and obviously getting the health back onto her. Okay, so a little bit tunnel vision there, just only focusing on the Moira. Go ahead and just opt for those flicks to heal and then immediately turn your attention back to the rest of the fight. Yeah, so the rest of the team made this rotation. Know that a lot of your healing doesn't come from your armor packs anymore. It comes from just you having your Inspire up. So try and get at least a hit onto an enemy. And that will start healing everybody up quite significantly. Okay, so we lost that point. Team's gonna come up here. Let's go ahead and we want to watch back to our Sigma. Okay. So let's slow that down. So we see that the whole team has pushed onto the point here. And it's good that we're engaging, but we haven't placed our shield out yet. When Reaper's facing away from you like that, if you have your rock, go ahead and try to use it on him. Here we're really ignoring the Rhine, which is going to end up probably killing you there. Yeah. So don't try to rush in too soon like that. Instead, fall back to that back left side of the point and allow your team to regroup as you drop onto the point. Allow your healers to heal everybody up and then engage. I think they're going to cap this pretty quick here too anyway.
I never thought I'd be back here. It's beautiful.
So this time around, their attack worked really, really well. So you kind of want to be ready for another rotation to the right side. Here we have the Orisa, so that's really good. I think we encouraged our Hog to swap over to the Orisa. Okay, so we see that Reaper. Last time we saw him TP onto point, so we'll watch for that. Ryan's leading the charge here with the Hog. And yeah, just like that, they're going to go ahead and make that rotation again. If we were to get that barrier out a little sooner, I know that you had the Orisa shield, but if you were to push that down into that Ash's face a little more, it would have taken away a lot of her value. And again, she's just getting these fire bombs really, really well. Okay, we're all together on point. We're at a 6v6. And I'm not too sure about this flank here. You risk a lot of damage, and you kind of take yourself away from the rest of the team. But that's okay. Just watching out here. Ana's out of position. Great job punishing that. Go ahead and just throw your shield down this hallway, and you'll allow your team to push up and really take advantage of this fight. Another great TNT from the Ashe. Okay, Ashe has made a rotation up here, and you've seen that. That's great. Great job changing it to the Moira. Put your shield up top. Okay, yep. And we refocus down to the right side. Great job. Yeah, so definitely my only note is just you're gonna feel way more comfortable with Sigma. Once you get the barrier placement onto these flanking DPS, you'll take their value away immediately. You'll be good to go. But everyone is able to carry out this fight pretty well, it looks like. Oh, unfortunate. This Moira is going to carry. And there's the left side here. Still no shield placement in a while. But yeah. Alright, so we'll just fast forward here to the next fight. Thanks. Yeah, the only thing that I can really see right now from this gameplay is just the shield usage. As Sigma, you want to be constantly replacing your shield because that's where your value really. These flanking DPS like Ashe and Reaper can kind of push them out and allow your team to engage on them into close range where they don't want to be. Well, Reaper does, but if you have 2 DPS on him, shut him down. But getting your shield in front of the Ashe, maybe she gets out of position, allows your tank and another DPS to just get really close quarters with her and kill her. So we're coming back to point with our team. Again, relying a little too much on these armor packs to do your healing, where you should really be trying to get your value off of damaging others and having your inspire time up. So great job on that bash. You probably could have waited a little longer, and your mage should have followed up with a wall to prevent him from being able to escape. But yeah, you're really not doing any damage here. So now our Inspire goes up. Luckily that Reaper gets out of position. Probably didn't have to drop Rally there, only because it was already the end of the fight. I don't mind the supercharger used by our Orisa, but probably could have been used differently. Okay, yeah, you definitely would have wanted to made a rotation up to the high ground now. And looking at this ball really doesn't do anything for your team. It doesn't prevent him from, running at you. And this is where you want to start getting armor packs on, because you're already back up to 3. Luckily, you're able to take care of the Rhine. And then, yeah, now you can focus on the ball. Okay. Wow, I'm surprised they committed to this. See, having Rally here would have really helped with the re-engage too. You still have your Mei. Probably getting another armor pack on your A at this point and on some people would really help out. Yeah, interesting. Definitely sidestep that a little bit better. Don't be afraid of pushing up here. Okay, let's pause. Okay, so let's take an overhead look. You guys have been camping out here, and you have your Mei up top, and you have a Sigma behind you. You're the only sport alive. You guys could have encouraged your Orisa to push up to this pillar. You could have hid behind this pillar, have a shield, kind of focused around to kind of help mitigate the Ashes attack onto you. But you would have prevented them from being able to take a lot of the space. So even if you as yourself were to go up to this post here and then fall back as they began to engage on you, you could have then had your Inspire time up, been doing some healing, been doing some damage as well. And then when you need to turn around, use your shield bash to get back to your Orisa, put the supercharger down, and now they're going to have to make the decision to either continue engaging on you or back out and wait for the supercharger to go out. And in that case, you're running down the clock, which is really good. Or you end up killing them, which runs out the clock even. Also gives your healers time to get back. But let's Great Sigma ult there. You didn't even put an armor pack onto your Orisa there. So especially whenever you see that critical symbol on any of your teammates, you want to get a healing pack on them. I think there isn't enough going on.
That wasn't the plan.
Practice your rollouts. No Brig rollouts, probably something you don't hear very often. Didn't even get an armor pack onto the Mei. Would have really helped her out there. Remember, you can place all 3 armor packs onto one target, and it will just take a couple seconds to stack, but that's a couple seconds longer for them to live, you know?
Back to the fight. 10 seconds. If we hold up here, we win. I got that.
No? Got some armor packs out. Okay, you're nano boosted. Go for the supports. When you're nano boosted like this, the supports can't do anything for you. This Reaper had 2 healers on him, so you weren't going to do enough damage. Okay, so we're opting for this the Symmetrous one. I am actually just going to hop over to the Sigma just for a brief second. We're just going to talk about that shield placement again. Okay, so here, shield goes out, but gets pulled back too soon, your Symmetra dies. So it's okay for your shield to go down in health here, because by the time you teleport, you retract that back, you'll get a little bit of that health back for when you get onto point. But now you're waiting for your... Again, your shield's full health already, so you can go ahead and place that back out if you wanted to. Teleport gets out perfectly fine. Okay, so let's back that up a bit.
The best offense is a good defense.
Okay, so TP's out, you teleport onto point. You know Ryan is there, so everyone turns on him. Perfect job. You guys do take a lot of damage, and unfortunately, the Moira is a little late to getting onto point. But you are able to recover. Ryan does die. Now you have McCree, Anna, and Mercy up here. Your barrier has to be up in this direction, because you're going to take away a lot of what they can do. They have to make 2 decisions. Mercy has to decide if she's going to go down to her Sigma, who's all alone, by the way. So we could turn onto the Sigma if there was a shield here. However, because there's no shield right now, we now have to deal with 2 angles of attack. So coming from here coming from. You don't have to worry about here yet because they haven't. Now, if you put your shield here, that this trio here is gonna have to turn around. Odds are the supports are gonna go this way, and McCree's gonna be left this way. At that point, you decide, okay, go and attack Sigma and hope we kill him before faster than the healers can. Or are we gonna turn around and get this? So May tried to get a wall up there, was not successful, and now the McCree is kind of left alone to fight. Your shield's still at 1500. Mercy gets the res, and now the fight is a 5v6 in the favor of the other team. Just kidding, it's a 5v5. Sigma's able to take all this damage on the left side by himself, and now that the Rhine is rezzed, all he has to do is swing in and have his supports heal. And as you see, this is going to do a lot of damage. The barrier finally comes out, but that could have been doing exactly what he's doing now a lot sooner. And he maybe not would not have gotten his ult.
Draw. The barrier no longer exists.
Nice rock on him though. Okay, let's speed up a little bit. Okay, slow it back down. Pause. So, you have a Sigma behind you. You have an almost dead Rhine. You have an Ana pocketing him, and you have a McCree taking shots. Where should your barrier be? Right there. Right in this window. You're gonna force the McCree onto point. You're gonna block healing from Ana to Rhine. So your tank and your Moira can kill him. Then that'll allow your Zarya to turn around and kill Sigma that's on you, while your Moira and your Mei are able to McCree and Ana here. See if that happens. Mei does a great wall in place of the shield. You get the kill onto the Rhine. Gonna turn around. Ana's trying to get into position to heal. However, I don't think she's gonna be able to do enough here. Get a little damage on here, but I think we end up out. Great. So I think we try to chase some kills here. Doesn't end up working. Almost get the McCree there. Damn. Right. Take a look back onto our Sigma. Slow things down. So your barrier's in an interesting spot here.
Retrieving the barrier.
I'm only okay with it if it's behind the other person's barrier, because right now you have to fight through their barrier before you can do. You ended up pulling it back, which is a good idea. And you're allowing it to charge up here. Everyone is kind of grouping, so this is fine that we're playing this slow. We caused three players to drop down to their point, which should technically give us a 6v3. So now's when you, yep, perfect. Barrier goes out. You can push that farther. Hold on. So with Sigma, you want to use your barrier to either block damage that's coming at your team, or in this case with an Ana, use your barrier to prevent healing to the Rhine. So if we play this slowly, that Rhine goes running up. His support and his DPS are far behind. So if you get your barrier just behind him, you're going to force the McCree to either move up or drop off point, as well as this Ana. So then, when you reposition forward to allow your team to attack onto this Rhine, either getting him to die or fall off the high ground, you can reposition your shield to look down at the low ground, so your ranged DPS, or I guess them and Mei in this case, are able to set up targets for the next fight. Let's Ghost here. So the shield does stop a little too soon. Reaper teleports up to the top. And Brig engages a little aggressively, saved by the bubble, but will die here.
Barrier won't hold together. Barrier is out of existence.
Okay, so Mei just walls off here to cancel the nano boost for as long as she can. And you have to wait for the Brig to come back. And I was flanking for some reason that I still can't answer today, so that was all for not being involved in that fight. Fast forward to the next fight. Again, this is okay that the barrier's there. Everyone's really pushed up, so we're just looking for ult charge here. Really great job there on the grab. However, getting your shield out, ooh, you almost got it out enough, but there wasn't fast enough in a reaction. I think everyone just ended up pressing Q, so hey, that happens. But let's take a look here as a team. We have 4 ults coming into this next fight. They committed 3 of them, and Valk is still going, so 4. They committed 4 ults into that fight. The next goal that you want to set up is get the team grouped up into a spot so that you can use your ult and get maximum value. And the way you're going to do that is by getting people off this high ground onto point. As soon as they get there, or use cooldowns to get there, press Q, lift them up, allow everyone on your team to just focus them, get a massive. Moving on to the next fight, we're going to look at the Brig here. So don't forget, put those armor packs out. You get them back very quickly, and you should get into a tempo of when to press your E button. Okay, so we forced the enemy team off of the high ground. However, we still had 2 people in this right corner. Technically don't know that they entirely. So we should, as a team, move all the way down this catwalk before trying to engage. An E onto there would have been helpful. And then you just dive. And this is where the mistakes are made. Because now your entire team is fighting behind you, and you don't know who needs an armor pack in this instance. And as you can see by the the kill feed, a lot of your teams have used that. Ryan's charging in, and you do get caught out. So that's just a positioning issue. Play right behind your tanks is really where you want to position yourself in these kind of situations. But we'll move on to the next fight. Situational awareness there. As a team, we're kind of split. And I think this is kind of my fault trying to flank. I should have explained a little bit more that I didn't want everyone with me. But I think we ended up just going this way. No, we got mixed up. So that was just an issue on shot calling. No need to run away from your team when you have a warrior healing you like that. Got all 3 armor packs out, and we're almost back to another. Yeah, look at that. Great stun onto him. You convert it to a kill. Great job. Okay. Yep. Good response to the high noon. Now wait a couple more seconds before dropping down. Mainly because of that, but also because you need your shield. And you get anti. So I appreciate the aggressiveness onto those supports. You do end up getting the kill. However, it's going to take a lot of resources to come back and heal you to full health. Great job getting the armor packs out. Great regrouping. Ryan does not connect his shatter with anyone. But here again, you're just too caught off. Yeah, and your team wasn't able to regroup. So we're approaching the final fight. We know this because there's only about 30 seconds left in the game. Okay. So you've already taken 100 damage there. Just be a little bit more aware when peeking corners. You don't have to have your shield up there when you have a Moira healing you. Great poop on the Rhine to get him off the high ground. Not sure if that was on purpose. Nice try coordinating that, but nice kill. But I don't know if you're gonna live. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. So when you're approaching a final fight, and you haven't seen a Reaper ult in a while, um, it's best to hold your
10 seconds
stun
remaining.
for when he ults, rather than trying to stun him early. Um, but I think this fight just ends up being, yeah.
This might need a few adjustments.
So final notes on this gameplay that we saw with our Sigma and our um, Sigma needs to make sure that he's keeping track of where enemy DPS are and where the projectile damage is coming from, and placing his shield barrier in those directions and holding it out for a little longer. Um, and then for the Brig, it's just a positioning issue. Understanding to be a little bit behind your tanks when you're in an even fight, or even if you're in a slightly advantageous fight like 5v6. Just because ultimates can change the course of a fight in an instant. Get caught out by a stun, anti-nade that prevent healing for you, um, and so that's kind of why you just want to play. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry the audio quality kind of dropped out near the end. I think I adjusted my mic and didn't know about it. So I will look to fix that in the future. Um, if you like what you see, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm planning to do more of these videos in the future. I want to try and aim for one video a week, but maybe more if I'm feeling ambitious. If you want to have one of your VODs reviewed, go ahead and follow the description below. You'll find a link to our Discord server and the Google Drive where you can drop your videos and where I can see it. And if you have any questions, you can always just comment below or reach out to me on Discord. Thanks. Bye.